Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You're knowing what you're wanting? Are you enjoying the feeling of your own desire? If you are, that's a good thing. Because if you are enjoying the feeling of your desire, that means you are in the vibrational vicinity of it often. In other words, you don't hold a lot of beliefs that are working against it. When you have desires that you don't believe, or desires that sort of stir up thoughts in you of worry, that make you feel worry, then that means you're not a vibrational match to your desire. And the beliefs that you hold, belief is just a thought you continue to think, is working against your desire. And when that happens, your desire doesn't feel good. You wish you didn't have it. You say, I felt better before I wanted that thing I can't have. But when you come to realize that there is nothing that your life experience, this time-space reality, can produce within you in the form of a desire, there is no desire that can happen within you that you cannot discover and experience a full manifestation of. In other words, those vibrations and thoughts can and are turning to the things that you call your life experience. Nothing is off limits for you. Nothing is out of reach for you. But sometimes you slow it way down by habits of thought that don't let it flow. The law of attraction is active all the time. And the law of attraction is responding to your desire. And something really big and important for you to think about is that once you've launched a desire, your inner being, your inner resources, your source energy is focused only upon that desire. And when your inner being focuses upon something, ooh, that's a lot of leverage for you. That's a lot of attraction power for you. That gets the energy moving and the juices flowing and the cooperative components are being gathered. But the question that you want to be aware of, you want to think about yourself, am I one of those cooperative components? Am I allowing myself to be gathered up with all of the other cooperative components? Because sometimes you don't allow yourself to be gathered up. You are a sort of holdout because you've got beliefs. After all, it would be logical. You've got more invested, like your whole life. You care the most, like the most of everybody else put together. You care the most. So it's logical that you might think thoughts about it not coming, or about it not happening, or about you not being able to do it. It's logical that you might have practiced some thoughts and that you might still be thinking them. But when you think those thoughts, you feel the emotional guidance system within you giving you that vibrational sensory feedback. That's what emotions are. Feedback, vibrational feedback. So when you think about something you want and you think about why you want it and you anticipate experiencing it fully, and that wonderful feeling comes over you, that feeling of anticipation and eagerness, that means you are vibrationally the same as your desire, which means the pathway, the path of least resistance, or the path of most allowance, the pathway that your inner being has carved open for you, you haven't clogged up the end of the tunnel. A pathway. Think of your inner being as out there clearing the brush and paving the highways and opening the roadways and organizing the details and lining everything up for your joyful discovery. But sometimes, because you've practiced thoughts of defeat, or because it's a new idea that isn't quite familiar to you, you think opposing thoughts. We said to Esther the other day, you're undecided about something, and it surprised her because she thought she was really decided. And she questioned us, how can you say, what do you mean I'm undecided? I've decided. I wrote it down. I've decided. And we explained that when you're really decided, you don't think opposing thoughts. When you're decided, You don't contradict your thought by asking, well, then where is it? Or what's taking so long? Those are not decisive thoughts. Those are contrary thoughts. Those are thoughts of opposition, you see. And so once you get the hang of it, and once you really appreciate your emotions, because your emotions are just letting you know moment by moment whether you are allowing or not allowing, whether you are in the flow of or not in the flow of, whether you are helping or hindering your own desires. You create your own reality because you choose it. Your life helps you do that. So as you choose your own reality, and your inner being hears what you mean and focuses only upon what you want, never on its opposite. So all of the forces, all of the energies, the energy that creates worlds starts working for you, paving that trail, clearing that brush, opening that passageway, that path of least resistance. You got to ask yourself, where am I on this path? Am I on it? Do I believe it? Do I want it and believe it? Am I helping? Am I hindering? And if you want to know the answer in the moment, which is the only thing that matters is in this moment, because this moment's the only moment that you can open or close the passageway. In this moment, am I helping or hindering? Which means in this moment, how do I feel? Do I feel eager? It's open. Do I feel pensive? It's clogged up. Do I feel happy? It's open. Do I feel mean? It's closed. Do I feel glad? It's open. Do I feel mad at you? It's closed. Even if you aren't anything about this, just being mad causes me to close up my passageway. It's easy, isn't it? We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. We're eager to talk to you about anything you want to talk about. You feel like you're pretty much up to speed with things we've said before? Been listening a bit, reading some books? We'll just ask you a few questions just so that we can feel your vibrational temperature, and then off we'll go. Do you know you create your own reality? Yes. Do you understand that law of attraction is your friend? Yes. Esther the other day wrote down the new title for a book. Law of attraction is a bitch. Her title. We didn't inspire those words. Because when you get focused upon something, it's easy for momentum to keep coming, isn't it? So you want to kind of catch it early. Our favorite story is, see yourself at the top of one of those magnificent hills in San Francisco, and you're looking at the roadway going down to the bay, way down there. So you take your car out of gear, you release the parking brake, and you decide that you will give yourself a physics lesson. So you just push your car a little bit from behind. It's easy, and it starts to roll a little bit, and then you realize you know what's going to happen next. So before the momentum is much, you step out in front of it and you let it bump up against you, and it stops. But you wouldn't want to be at the bottom of the hill trying to stop that car. So same with your thoughts. Once they get going, some of them are for this moment a bit unstoppable. Law of attraction is the law, like gravity is the law, that encourages the momentum in the direction that you've set it off. So it's all about attraction. It's not about assertion. It's all about what you are attracting by virtue of your vibration. But if you get off on a little thought, very small thought, you could change the momentum or the direction of that thought, or slow the momentum of the negative thought if you catch it early enough. But if it gets going and you put words to it, then you're a goner, at least until your lobotomy, until your nap or your meditation, until something quiets your mind. It would take a very strong person in strong alignment with source energy to distract you from that. It can happen, and you have friends like that you become dependent on. Stop it. But if you catch it early, then you can choose. Then you've got control of your point of attraction. You've got control of your point of attraction. So the emotional scale where powerlessness is at one end and complete empowerment is at the other, where despair and fear and hatred are at one end and love and joy and appreciation are at the other. Right in the middle of that emotional scale is when Esther first received our blocks of thought that she found words for to assign those emotions. The word she found in the center was contentment. Today we are offering a vibration and she's found a more refined word of satisfaction, essentially the same, but satisfaction is right there in the center of that scale. So if you are feeling satisfied, you have control over what happens next. And if you feel satisfied and you're able to maintain that satisfaction which is completely absent of any resistance, by the momentum of law of attraction will become more. So satisfaction will turn into eagerness and passion in a relatively short period of time, and you will see results right away of anything that you care about. But if it's unsatisfied and you don't realize it and return to satisfaction when it's possible, and so you lean to dissatisfaction and then you vent it out loud to yourself or to someone else, now car's pretty much rolling down that hill and it's probably going to play itself out. And what's interesting, we love you so much, but most of you want to do most of your work while it's rolling down into the bay. Hey Brown, tell me what to do. So we write a lot of processes that just don't work very well for you because the momentum of your discord is such that you can't get hold of it. You can get so good at this that you can come to the place where you can cease the negative emotion and begin the positive emotion at will once you master it. But why test yourself? Why not catch it earlier? Yes. So we're eager to talk to you about anything that you want to talk about. Do not worry about us. We will wedge our message in the crack. You are a wonderful balance of desire and belief. This is going to be a really good day. We see our value with you in helping you to flow in the direction of the pathway that's open for you, and that will be what we do. All of you will not be called forward. Even all of you who want to will not be called forward, but everything you want to talk about will be addressed. So as you listen in a state of ease and expectation, you will understand that we've got you. We can hear what's on your mind. We know where you're at. And the most important thing for you to know about this forum and about us in relationship to you, and about us like your inner being in relationship to you, we know exactly where you stand in relationship to everything you desire. And so, as we said earlier, the pathway has already been carved out for you, but sometimes you can't quite find that path, and that's what this environment will help. We will help you find that path. We'll help you with that little piece of resistance that you've got that is keeping you from just getting into the flow and on your way. Thoughts are turning to things. You just want to think the thoughts that turn to the things that you want, and you don't do that all the time. You hardly ever do that.